Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's talk about Liv Morgan, whose career was set to skyrocket before an unfortunate injury hit the brakes. Right before a major push in WWE, Liv suffered a serious setback on the June 16th edition of Monday Night Raw. During a singles match with Kairi Sane, Liv dislocated her shoulder, a painful injury that required surgery and left her future timeline uncertain. Fans feared she'd be out for months, but now a swirl of speculation suggests she might pull off a jaw-dropping return sooner than expected, possibly as soon as Evolution 2 this weekend. If Liv does return, it could be during the highly anticipated Women's Battle Royal, where the winner earns a title shot at Clash in Paris 2025. Imagine the drama. Liv sneaks in as a surprise entrant, eliminates Nikki Bella, and sets up a high-stakes feud right on the spot. Sources have whispered that Liv vs. Nikki was originally penciled in for Evolution 2, but the injury threw a wrench into those plans. While this remains speculation for now, the possibility has fans buzzing with excitement. Nikki Bella, during an interview on Busted Open Radio, even stepped out of character to praise Liv, calling their scrapped plans epic. Though the injury halted things, Bella made it clear they still have unfinished business. With WWE Evolution 2025 fast approaching, Liv Morgan's name is suddenly back on everyone's radar. The enigmatic superstar hasn't been seen since she was written off TV following a backstage attack, and that moment itself kicked off a storm of theories. No culprit was ever revealed, and WWE deliberately left the situation unresolved. That mystery might just resurface if Liv reappears, especially if it's tied to another superstar making waves lately, Alexa Bliss. WWE has a knack for planting long-term seeds, and if you've been watching closely, some cryptic connections are hard to ignore. Alexa Bliss recently returned with a darker, more psychologically driven persona. Her promos have been cryptic, her demeanor unhinged, and her presence chilling. In a recent backstage segment, she said, "From ashes we rise, from pain we transform." Around the same time, Liv Morgan posted a cryptic Instagram story that read, "Rebirth begins where pain ends." Those eerie parallels between their words weren't lost on fans, and now many believe the two are destined to collide or possibly even unite. One theory gaining traction is a possible heel alliance between Bliss and Morgan. Liv has flirted with edgier behavior before, especially during her brief feud with Rhea Ripley and while she was women's tag team champion. If she returns with a new dark side, teaming up with someone like Alexa Bliss could make her an instant threat. The pairing could bring chaos to the women's division in a way fans haven't seen since the days of Bray Wyatt and Bliss's original twisted transformation. If Liv and Alexa were to team up, they could go after major champions like Bayley or Bianca Belair, shaking the foundation of the division with mind games, sneak attacks, and psychological warfare. This wouldn't be just about gold, it would be about control, and if executed well, this alliance could deliver some of the most compelling storytelling WWE has produced in years. On the flip side, there's also a strong case for a Liv Morgan vs. Alexa Bliss rivalry. Instead of uniting, they could be set up as polar opposites with a shared past and a history of pain. Maybe Bliss tries to manipulate Liv, drawing her into a twisted alliance only to turn on her later. WWE has a rich history of using betrayal and emotional trauma to build blockbuster feuds. A feud between these two could be loaded with storytelling depth and deliver unforgettable matches on the road to SummerSlam or even WrestleMania. WWE Creative is reportedly planning something major for Evolution. One backstage source allegedly said, "It has to be a moment fans will remember for years." That alone hints at something far bigger than just a surprise return. Maybe this whole arc with Liv has been in motion longer than we thought. If Alexa Bliss was behind Liv's original backstage attack, her current dark persona could be an extension of that moment. Imagine the revelation: Liv returns, confronts her unknown attacker, and it turns out to be Bliss. The betrayal would run deep, and the story practically writes itself from there. There's also a possibility that Liv doesn't return in a match but in a promo segment instead. WWE loves a dramatic promo interruption. Picture Alexa Bliss in the ring, delivering one of her chilling monologues about pain, transformation, and loneliness. Then suddenly, the arena goes dark. Liv's voice pierces the silence. She walks out slowly, her look changed, her aura intense. The moment would be unforgettable and set the tone for everything to follow. Liv Morgan's return, whether to align with Bliss or confront her, would mark a pivotal moment in WWE's ongoing evolution of its women's division. This wouldn't just be a return, it would be a rebirth. Liv's resilience and emotional depth have always made her a standout. Her championship run was one of the most heartfelt in recent memory. Fans relate to her, root for her, and feel her journey. A return rooted in psychological complexity could elevate her to new heights. There's also chatter about WWE possibly creating a new faction. Some Reddit theories suggest Bliss could be forming a dark stable, recruiting not only Liv but also Nikki Cross and Isla Dawn. Liv would be the conflicted soul of the group, haunted by her past, lured by belonging, and torn between good and evil. Such a faction could dominate across brands, using fear and manipulation as their calling cards. If Liv eventually breaks free from that grip, her babyface redemption arc would be massive, and WWE would have a fresh top-tier story on their hands. This direction could also revisit the supernatural elements that once made Bliss's character so compelling. WWE hasn't leaned into that style in a while, but if done right, a return to the eerie and surreal could breathe new life into the women's division. Liv's character is versatile enough to adapt to this kind of layered, psychologically rich storytelling. With the right partners and opponents, she could anchor the most emotionally complex narratives WWE has produced for women in years. Booker T recently spoke about Liv on his podcast, saying she's improved tremendously and that her comeback could be the best chapter of her career. He even mentioned that a pairing with Bliss would be creatively rich and visually powerful. Meanwhile, Mickie James tweeted that Evolution should be unforgettable and teased that Liv and Bliss together would be pure chaos. Comments like these aren't just idle talk, they're signs that WWE legends see something brewing. As for the timeline, WWE's kept Liv's return tightly under wraps, but with Evolution 2025 just around the corner, the timing couldn't be better. The card is still shaping up, and WWE has a history of pulling off major surprises at just the right moment. Liv Morgan's return could be one of those moments that redefines a show, and maybe even an entire era. Whether she enters the Battle Royal, interrupts a segment, or simply appears in a chilling vignette, Liv's comeback could be electric, and the choices WWE makes now will ripple for months to come. If Bliss and Morgan align, it could kickstart a reign of terror unlike anything in recent memory. If they feud, it could become the most emotionally driven rivalry in the women's division. Either way, it's a win for fans who've been craving depth, stakes, and suspense. Liv Morgan's story has always been about beating the odds and proving she belongs. From the Riot Squad to solo success, she's earned her spot not through hype but heart. If this next chapter takes her into darker territory, it will only deepen her character. The possibilities are endless. A twisted alliance, a heartbreaking betrayal, a supernatural resurrection, a slow descent into madness, or a heroic resistance against it. That's the magic WWE can create when all the right pieces fall into place. As Evolution 2025 draws near, fans will be glued to every announcement, teaser, and segment. The speculation won't stop until the lights go down and the music hits. And if the rumors are true, when Liv Morgan steps back into that spotlight, she won't just be coming back. She'll be returning to change everything.